Hello, my name is Fred Macedo. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rosangela, Ruben, my companions. We are here for one more gospel at home, and I will pick a random theme of the gospel according to Spiritism. Please, Rosangela, make our prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you, Rosangela. It's chapter 8. Blessed are they whose eyes are shut. Page 166. Blessed are they whose eyes are shut. My good friends, why have you called me? Is it so that I might place my hands upon this poor sufferer here and heal her? Ah, such a suffering! Good God! She had lost her sight, and darkness has come upon her. Poor child! May she pray and hope. I do not know how to perform miracles apart from the will of the good God. All the healings I was able to receive and which were pointed out to you may be attributed only to the one who is the Father of us all. In your afflictions, therefore, always look to heaven and say from the bottom of your heart, My Father, heal me, but may my infirm soul be healed before the infirmities of my body. May my flesh be chastised, if need be so, that my soul may ascend to you with the whiteness it had when you created it. After this prayer, my good friends, which the God, which the good God will always hear, strength and courage will be given to you, and perhaps also the healing that you have only timidly asked for as recompense for your self-denial. Nevertheless, since I am here in a gathering that deals with study more than anything else, I will tell you that those who have been deprived of their sight should regard themselves as the blessed ones of expiation. Remember, the Christ said it's better to pluck out your eye if it is evil, and that it would be better if it were cast into the fire than be the cause of your perdition. Alas, how many there are on your earth who someday in the darkness will curse having seen the light. Oh, yes, how happy are they who in expiation have been struck in their sight. Their eyes will not be cause for scandal or downfall. They can live the life of souls completely. They can see more than you who see clearly. Whenever God allows me to open the eyes of any of these poor sufferers and restore their sight, I say to myself, Dear soul, Why do you not know about the delights of the spirit that lives in contemplation and love? You would not be asking to see images that are less pure and less sweet than those that have been given to you to behold in your blindness. Oh, yes, blessed are the blind who want to live with God. They are happier than you who are here, for they feel happiness. They touch it, they see souls, and can soar with them in spirit realms that the predestined of earth do not see. The open eye is always ready to cause the soul to fail. The shut eye, on the other hand, is always ready to enable it to reach God. Believe me, believe me well, my good and dear friends, blindness of the eyes is often the true light of the heart, while sight is frequently the dark angel that leads to death. And know a few words for you, my poor suffering woman. Have hope and take courage. If I were to tell you, my daughter, your eyes shall be opened, how joyous you will be. But who knows if such joy would not lead to your loss? Trust in the good God who gives happiness and allows sadness. I shall do for you all that I am allowed. But you, in your turn, must pray and especially meditate on everything I have just said to you. Before I leave, may all you gather here receive my blessing. Vianney, priest of Ars, Paris, 1863. Okay, um, let's see what can we take out of this passage we read. Sometimes we are we do not believe in God's mercy because we are blind or we are missing a limb, a leg, or we suffer from certain illness that we think that harm us. But we see only a picture of the film. As we know, a film is a lot of pictures put together to make a sequence. And we are seeing just one picture. And God, that knows all, that is just, that is all about love, wouldn't want that we suffer for no reason. So everything we suffer have a cause, an early cause. We are suffering the consequences of our previous actions. These actions might might take place in this life or took place in our previous lives. Sometimes we don't know for sure what we have done. Some people said, "Oh, I must have thrown a rock at the Christ cross because everything in my life it's at halt, is stopping. I can manage to break through my obstacles. They seem to overgrow, and I'm always I feel like I'm shrinking because all my problems are suffocating me. So this is very common. And we, from time to time, we suffer from 1,000 different things. If it's not our family, it's at our work. If it's not one of these both, we discover an illness. So, what's the true purpose of life? I have written a message from the spirits that say that when we behave badly, when we do a lot of things wrong, God that knows us deeply, it puts on us like a shackle, a handcuff. So we are limited in our actions. For instance, once upon a time, I wanted to be a judge. And I tried very hard. I tried for like 9 years. And I was always in an edge, in a very close to score a goal, but something always happened that took me away from this path. I was in the courthouse one day, and then the attendant said to me, "You know, there are things that are not meant from us." Out of the blue, she said that to me. And I was like in a final stage of the test to be a judge. And then I already knew that I wouldn't go through this test. So, like I was aware of, I failed the test. And then I started to question whether this was my purpose in life or not. And believe me, being a judge, having thousands of lawsuits to to um, to decide, you can make a lot of wrong things very fast. So I realized, like some years from that point, that God had a plan for me. It wasn't that plan I wanted to be, but it was other plan, and was a better plan. And when I moved to my current town, everything was like falling into place. And I started to my law practice as a lawyer, and everything goes smoothly. I didn't need to search for clients. They were like falling to me. I just have to reach out and take it. So God has a plan for you, for each and one of you. But if you are struggling to fight against it, you are losing energy. You have to swim into the tide, not against the tide. And this passage that we read about the woman that was blind, I can interpret in my case that uh, the condition I wanted to be a judge and not receiving, it was like a God's message for me. Son, I know what is right for you. Of course, if I insisted more and more and more, one time I would pass the test, and I think I would be a judge. But what about the consequences of my action? So I think you there are times that you have to stop insisting, that you have to think for yourself what paths are unfolding before me. There are there is always a more obvious choice than we are making. So this woman that was blind, she had a limitation for her own good. Like I have, I have uh, that limitation that not to be a judge. So that is God's love favoring us for us to be, to flourish where we have been planted. So our family, our work is not random. That all was planned. Of course, we have our free will to do this or not. In French, there is an expression that "loi cadre" is like a think of your life of a big painting, a big bird. Uh, the limitations, the borders of this empty painting are God's limits to our will. So, are certain things in our life that will happen, nonetheless of our will or persistence, but there are things that we can change for ourselves if we do the best we can with what we have now. I don't know if it's Chico Xavier who tells us a story. Chico Xavier was the greatest medium of Brazil, known internationally. And he said that I don't know for certain if was he sorry, but uh, a certain guy decided before he he was born to lose an arm as an expiation in his existence in earth. But he worked so hard doing so many good things that God allowed him just to lose um, the tip of his finger. So God knows what is best for us. And it's not difficult to interpret his will. We have to be listening. We have um, we have to leave our stubbornness. We Some people like myself are stubborn. They do not are not content. They are always sometimes complaining about the things. We have to stop complaining. There is a story about Buddha, that an apprentice that was uh, with an axe cutting wood and carrying water was complaining. And then he learned the Buddha's doctrine, and they continue to to cut wood and carry water. But now he's not complaining anymore, because he knows that God won't do our work for us. The things we have to do, even if they are unpleasant, are for us to do. And we have to do our part. The suffering are in the complaining about the things that we don't have, the things that we want and are not possible for us yet. So we have to push forward, not complaining, always thinking all the good things that are around us, and even our difficult family members. We have to thank God that we are with them in this life to make things different than what was before, to make things lighter. And if we face difficult behaviors from others, these are our expiations to go through. And we always have the prayer to make it easier to pass through. So let's pray more, and let's pray more and accept God's will for our life. Thank you all. Please, Rosangela, make our final prayer.
We thank the good spirits who have come to communicate with us and ask them to help us put into practice the instruction they have given us. We also hope they will ensure that each on us at the end of this session is fortified in the practice of good and love for our neighbor. We also wish these lessons may be useful for the suffering, ignorant, or vicious spirits who will be able to attend this meeting and for whom we implore the mercy of God.
Thank you, Rosangela. Thank you, Ruben. Ruben, have a good evening. Good
Good
evening.
night, yeah, very well.
Good night.